1430 AM stereo. WRDN. Durand, Kellogg, Stockholm. And 107.3 FM. Translator W297CH Durand.
The following is a presentation of WRDN Sports. Welcome to the Panther Preview, brought to you by Advent Health of Durand. It's time to feel whole with Advent Health. To learn more, visit adventhealth.com. Now, with today's Panther Preview, here is Brian Winnekins.
From Durand High School tonight, it's girls high school basketball as the Durand Lady Panthers host Boyceville in a Dun St. Croix matchup. This is the Advent Health Panther Preview, brought to you by Advent Health of Durand. It's time to feel whole with Advent Health. Visit their website at adventhealth.com. For the Panthers, they are 5-1 in the Dun St. Croix, 12-3 overall after their 55-37 win over Onalaska Luther Saturday. And for Boyceville, they are 1-15 overall and 1-6 in the Dun St. Croix after their 57-30 loss to Menominee. Leading scorer for the Panthers, Madison Kilbotton with 12 points a game. Emma Hoyt still the leading rebounder with 5 rebounds a game. Meanwhile, for the Bulldogs, Hannah Dunn, the leading scorer with 8 points a game, while Rachel Montgomery, leading rebounder with 5 rebounds a game. And coming up on the Advent Health Panther Preview, we're going to talk with Durand head coach Darren Lowenhagen about the win over Onalaska Luther on Saturday, and also the game against Boyceville tonight. Coming up on the Advent Health Panther Preview, we're going to tell you who won where and who's playing where on our Durand Fresh Market scoreboard. That's coming up on the Advent Health Panther Preview, brought to you by Advent Health of Durand. It's time to feel whole with Advent Health. Visit their website at adventhealth.com. It's Durand Panther girls basketball on WRDN.
At Advent Health, nothing is more important to us than you. We're here to care for you, ease your mind, and lift your spirits. Our medical expertise and network of care can help you meet your health challenges, hurdles, and hardships with hope, with courage, with confidence. Today, tomorrow, and in the future, we are here when you need us the most. For the latest updates on coronavirus, visit coronavirusresourcehub.com.
Welcome back to the Advent Health Panther Preview, brought to you by Advent Health of Durand. It's time to feel whole with Advent Health. Visit their website at adventhealth.com. As we get ready for tonight's Durand Boyceville girls basketball game, let's run down scores from our Durand Fresh Market scoreboard. Durand Fresh Market, your hometown grocery store. In a game heard here on WRDN last night, Ethan Hurlbert led the way with 21. Durand defeats Fall Creek 69-63. Other boys' games from last night, St. Croix Central defeats Elk Mound 54-41. New Richmond over Somerset 75-60. Gilmanton defeats Lincoln 68-52. Chippewa Falls edges Menominee 50-47. Cadott defeats Glenwood City 57-42. Girls basketball last night, Menominee over Chippewa Falls 71-32. It was Osceola defeating New Richmond 63-60. And in girls hockey, Red Wing over Winona 5-1. Tonight on our Durand Fresh Market scoreboard on the schedule in the Dun St. Croix, along with the Durand Boyceville game, Colfax at Mondovi, Glenwood City hosting Elk Mound, Plum City Elmwood is at Spring Valley. Darylin Conference girls basketball tonight, Alma Pepin at Blair Taylor, Gilmanton hosting Cochrane Fountain City, Independence at Oliva Strum, Eau Claire Emmanuel Lutheran hosts Melrose Mindoro, Whitehall at Alma Center Lincoln. Middle Border Conference girls basketball tonight, Altoona at Prescott, Somerset hosting Baldwin Woodville, Ellsworth at St. Croix Central. Darylin Conference boys basketball tonight, Independence at Black River Falls. In the Dun St. Croix, Spring Valley plays at Colfax Lake. Holcomb is hosting Boyceville. And in the Middle Border Conference boys hoops tonight, Barron at Amory, Baldwin Woodville hosting St. Croix Falls, River Falls at Ellsworth. Gale Electric Trempealeau travels to Altoona. That's what's happening around the area tonight on our Durand Fresh Market scoreboard. Follow the Durand Fresh Market scoreboard on our website at realcountry1430.com. Coming up on the Advent Health Panther Preview, we're going to talk with Durand head coach Darren Lowenhagen about the win over Onalaska Luther on Saturday and tonight's game against Boyceville. That's coming up on the Advent Health Panther Preview, brought to you by Advent Health of Durand. It's time to feel whole with Advent Health. Visit their website at adventhealth.com. It's Durand Panther girls basketball on WRDN.
Right now, health is in every headline. But are we actually taking care of ourselves? At Advent Health, we're making sure you can safely check in with a medical professional, schedule an appointment with your primary care provider, or book a virtual visit right from your home. We're taking every safety precaution so you have easy access to care. There's never been a more important time to take care of your whole health. It's time to check in. Download the Advent Health app or visit adventhealthdurand.com.
Welcome back to the Advent Health Panther Preview, brought to you by Advent Health Durand, as we get ready for tonight's Durand-Boyceville girls basketball game. Joining us right now is Durand head coach Darren Lowenhagen. And coach, well, against Onalaska Luther, a very nice win.
Yeah, I thought it was, you go back and look at the film, I thought it was a really nice game by us. Again, you can probably nitpick a few things that we weren't super sharp on, but overall, the second half toughness was great. The defensive mindset was great. The bench energy was great. There's a specific time on there where the other team calls timeout, and just all the kids on the bench are up cheering, and the kids coming in are super jacked. So it was just a really good one for us to get against a good team in a physical environment on the road. Just one of those games you really want to get and play well, and I thought we did a nice job in the second half.
And they're in the Cooley Conference, bigger school, that sort of thing. And again, on the road and down the road, when we get closer to playoffs, this is what we're going to have to face.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. You're going to go into a different gym that you've never played in before. You're going to go in with refs you haven't seen before from different areas. It's going to be on the road. You're going to know limited amount of information from them, and then you just got to compete. And I think we did a really good job with that.
Is that the hardest thing when you get to the playoffs, especially for the girls? Because, after a while, in the conference, the refs, and, okay, these guys are a little bit tighter, but these guys are a little bit looser. But then you get on the road and you're like, well, we don't know what these. It's like you almost have to use the first half to kind of figure it out.
Yeah, I think and we talk about it too. Though the playoffs tend to be more physical. I noticed every year it seems like the further you get in the playoffs, the less that gets called, which is fine. They want to see the basketball players play, and I would agree with that. So I think we did a good job adjusting with that and just being physical, keeping our hands off, but using our position and being in the right spots.
Talking with Durand head coach Darren Lowenhagen this evening. Well, tonight taking on Boyceville, and for the Bulldogs, it's been a tough season so far this year.
Yeah, they're a young group, and so I know they had real short numbers to start the season. So trying to get all those pieces in play for them, I think, has been a struggle for them. And as those young players get older and older throughout the program, I think they have some bright days ahead of them.
What does the film tell you about the Bulldogs?
Well, we're going to have to be good defensively. They love the back-to-back screen or the screener situation, so we got to be good at communicating, getting through, being physical, because if you get caught, then you give up wide-open jump shots. So it's definitely something where communication will be the key for us defensively, and then offensively. They're gonna play a lot of zone. They're going to pack it in. They might mix it up with zones, but it's going to be mostly zone, pack it in. We have to move that ball around. We're going to have to make some shots from the perimeter, as well as getting the high post, low post touches.
And at the same time, while we want to make those shots outside, as long as they're quality shots, like you've said before, you don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, no, I think that's how you get the quality shots, though, is you get some inside touches, and then you either get an inside move or you get a kick out, and that's where you get those quality touches. But if they're good looks, I have no issue with any of the amount of threes we take, as long as they're good and we shoot them in rhythm with confidence.
All right, should be a good game tonight. Coach, we'll talk to you after the game.
All right, thank you.
Durand head coach Darren Lowenhagen on the way. Starting lineups and tip-off. It's Durand hosting Boyceville and girls high school basketball. It's coming up next on Real Country 1430 AM stereo, WRDN, Durand, Mondovi, Wabasha, and 107.3 FM, translator W297CH, Durand.
What does it mean to feel whole? For some, it's omega-3s, high fives, or shuffleboard. Yes. It's kale, kiwi, kumquats, all together. Whatever helps you feel whole, Advent Health is here to support it. We're here to heal what hurts, ease your mind, and lift your spirit with world-class medical expertise and compassionate whole-person care. So go for it. Get back on your feet. Overcome the odds. Live your best life and feel whole with Advent Health. To learn more, visit adventhealth.com.
And welcome back to Durand High School as we are ready to go. for tonight's Durand Boyceville girls basketball game. And a special welcome to the men and women listening to our broadcast via our streaming audio service that are serving in the military. We would like to say a special thank you to all of them, and we hope tonight's broadcast brings you a taste of home wherever you may be serving. And streaming audio being brought to you by Prime Realty of Durand. Visit their website at primerealtymidwest.com. Prime Realty, they are the area's #1 home seller. And also Adams Super Service, your Napa Gold Car Care Center, Durand. Visit Napa's downtown or Adams Super Service. They'll have a shuttle vehicle and loaner vehicle as well while they repair your vehicle. They are our streaming audio sponsors. We're going to go down courtside as we have the presentation of the colors and tonight's national anthem.
Presenting our nation's colors is the Silver Saber Color Guard under the leadership of Sergeant Sarah Schraub and Co-Sergeant Ripsy King.
And the Durand Marching Band with tonight's national anthem. Do have some announcements to pass along for tomorrow. Following school districts are running 2 hours late. Elma, Durand, Arkansas, Pepin, and Plum City. Again, Elma, Durand, Arkansas, Pepin, and Plum City schools are all running 2 hours late. Also, the Durand at Spring Valley boys basketball game for Thursday has been postponed. Again, the Durand, Arkansas Spring Valley game on Thursday night, that game has been postponed. All right, let's run down starting lineups tonight. For the visiting Boyceville Bulldogs, they are 1-6 in the Dunn St. Croix, 1-15 overall. Coming out will be senior number 10, Harper Olson, number 15, junior Rachel Montgomery, number 20, junior Haley Hanstead, number 22, junior Cambry Reismer, and number 23, sophomore Hannah Dunn. For the Durand Panthers, the Lady Panthers, they are 5-1 in the Dunn St. Croix, 12-3 overall. And coming out will be a senior number 10, Madison Sand, number 12, senior Madison Kilbot, number 20, senior Paige Off, number 30, senior Jocelyn Carruthers, and number 44, senior Bentley Bauer. Panthers are in their white uniforms with the purple numerals. The Bulldogs, they're in their purple uniforms with the white numerals. And Durand will be going from right to left and Boyceville left to right here for our first half. Throughout the night, we'll be thanking our high school sports sponsors. Please thank these businesses and organizations. Without their support and their sponsorship, we would not be able to do any of this. So please thank Jerry Barron Sons, featuring dog and pet food from Nutrisource and Diamond, located by Annabeth Silo, Highway 25, Durand. The Chen Fitzsmith Funeral Home, serving the Mondovi area. Find out about pre-planning funeral services by calling 926-3630 or visit chenfit-smithfuneralhome.com. Bauer Bill Tire and Service, for all of your tire needs, rotations, and oil changes. It's Bauer Bill Tire and Service at Prospect Street, Durand, in the Cottage. From floral arrangements to gifts for mom. Don't forget about Valentine's Day. It's the Cottage, downtown Durand. Please thank our sponsors. Give them a call, drop them an email, visit their stores, because without their support, we could do none of this. And we're underway, controlled by the Panthers, back to Madison Kilbotton. And across the timeline now, over to Pageoff on the left wing. Over to Bauer now on the top of the key. Back to Carruthers. Carruthers now to Kilbotton. Kilbotton comes out of the left wing. And long cross-court pass to Bauer. Bauer now over to Madison Sand, left wing. 3-ball shot, no good. And rebounded by Pageoff over to Carruthers. Carruthers top of the key with the orange shoes. Over to Sand now. Sand with the purple shoes, I like that. Bentley Bauer's shoes, those pink ones, wow, those really stick out. Around the horn we go, over to Bentley Bauer now on the right wing, inside to Kilbotton. Kilbotton drives the lane, up and in. First points of the night for Madison Kilbotton. And the Panthers lead by a score of 2-0. Full court Panther press now. Olsen trying to come up court, passes it off to Dunn. Dunn now will get across the timeline. Dunn, excuse me. Dunn now down to the left wing. Ball knocked out of bounds by Carruthers. Kilbotton comes out limping. And Chloeoth comes in. And going to be inbounded now back to Hanstead. Hanstead now comes across the timeline, has Sand in her face. Now over to Reismer. Reismer now on the wing, hands it off to number 15, and that is Montgomery. Montgomery now around the horn we go, over to Reismer. Reismer on the left wing now, back to Hennestead. Hennestead will pass it to Dunn on the right wing. Staying at the top of the key now is Montgomery. Montgomery over to Hennestead. Hennestead bounce pass, stolen. Stolen by Pageoff. Back the other way, up and in. 4-0 Panthers. And now inbounded to Dunn. Dunn has the ball stolen. Intercepted. Oh, they called over and back on Madison Sand. All right, well. And so nearly intercepted, but ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll go back to the Panthers. All right, so inbounding it now will be Pageoff right in front of us. Over to Bauer now. Bauer, long cross-court pass over to Carruthers. Carruthers back to Bauer at the top of the key. Bauer now over to Oth. That's Pageoff. Over to Carruthers on the left wing. She's going to try and drive in. Nope. Bauer now top of the key. Head fakes. Over to Madison Sand. And they're going to call a jump ball. It'll go to Boyceville. And so inbounded now to Hennestead. Tries to cut up court, and we'll get across the timeline. Quickly across the timeline, nearly stolen. And this time Chloeoff nearly steals it. Whistling a foul. Foul will be on Chloeoff. Four 0 Panthers lead, 15:42 remaining in the first half. As inbounding it is Olsen. Olsen now over to Dunn. If you're a member of the Durand, Arkansas School District parents, you should be receiving a phone call right now telling you that schools are 2 hours delayed tomorrow, as my phone is now going off. Timeout, Boyceville. Panthers lead 4-0 with 15:30 remaining in the half. And thank you to the JKO Auto Body Shop featuring car restoration and collision repair. They also have a loaner car where they repair your vehicle. It's the JKO Auto Body Shop, Madison Street, Durand. Durand Fresh Market, your hometown grocery store's Durand Fresh Market. Log on to their new website at freshmarketwisconsin.com and download the app from the website. There's some extra specials. You can get coupons and more. That's at freshmarketwisconsin.com. freshmarketwy.com. O'Galley Cheese Factory. Call ahead to O'Galley's Cheese Factory for those meat and cheese trays for those football parties or other parties you might be having. That's O'Galley Cheese Factory, Highway 25 at Durand. All right, we're done with the timeout. And the Bulldogs have the ball. Panthers lead 4-0. And inbounding it is Olsen. Olsen now over to Hannestead. Hannestead now will come across the timeline. And now stolen by Sand. Sand back to Auth. Auth now back the other way. That's Paige Auth over to Madison Sand. Whistle and a double dribble. And so inbounding it now will be Olsen. Olsen to our left. Olsen now over to Hannestead. Hannestead looking for a cutter, no one there. And finally they do get it across the timeline, but loose ball. And Boyceville still comes up with it inside to Montgomery. Puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs, shot no good. That rebound was by Reismer, and this time rebounded by Sand. Back to Bauer. Bauer to Chloe Auth. Chloe Auth to Carruthers. Carruthers now over to Paige Auth. 3-ball shot, no good. And rebounded by Madison Sand, up and in. And inbounded now to Olsen. Here comes the trap, 6-0, Panthers lead. The ball will be thrown out of bounds, Panther ball. Okay, Madison Kilbottom will come back in. Also Emma Hoyt coming in, and also Olivia Brydom comes in. Carruthers, Paige Auth, and Madison Sand come out. All right, so Kilbottom now comes up across the timeline for the Panthers, leading 6-0. Over to Chloe Auth. Chloe Auth on the right wing. She's going to drive right baseline. Whistle and get a foul, I guess. Foul is on, I guess, number 10 for Harper Olsen. And the shot put up and good. And that was by Emma Hoyt, up and in. Full court press. And so inbounding it is Boyceville now. Over to Hannestead. Hannestead now. Across the timeline, ball goes out of bounds. It's Panther ball. All right, so we do get a timeout with 14:06 remaining. And thank you to the Goodrich Funeral Home, serving the needs of families in the Durand area. Find out about pre-planning services online at goodrichfh.com. SFB, Security Financial Bank, where electronic banking is easy. 212 West Prospect Street, Durand. Advent Health of Durand, time to feel whole with Advent Health. Visit their website at adventhealth.com for more information. Don't forget, if you would like a COVID-19 test, you must call ahead to Advent Health. Also, Sundstrom & Company, it's tax time, and you can call Sundstrom's for an appointment at 715-672-4425 to schedule that appointment. And NTech, your premier communications and entertainment provider, Durand. Please thank all of our sponsors. They make our broadcast possible here on WRDN. All right, so it'll be Boyceville ball on the far side as Olsen now to inbound it. Olsen inbounds it now to Hannestead. Hannestead now back the other way. Comes down to the right wing. Hannestead now looking for a cutter. No one's there. She has Hoyt in front of her. Loose ball, and it's going to be over and back. It'll be Panther ball. Panthers leading 8-0. So inbounded to Kilbottom now as Kilbottom comes across the timeline. Kilbottom now over to Bauer. Bauer back to Kilbottom. Kilbottom over to Auth. Auth now over to Kilbottom. Kilbottom to Brydon. Brydon back to Kilbottom on the right wing. Brydon over to Auth. Off now looking for a cutter inside. Tried to find Hoyt. Ball knocked away. And coming up with a loose ball is Hannestead. Back the other way she comes. Has to pull up though. And now bounce pass inside. Knocked out of bounds by Emma Hoyt. And so inbounding it now will be Olsen. Olsen now looking. Bounce pass inside. And loose ball, but coming up with it is Kilbottom. Kilbottom to Hoyt. Hoyt puts it on the ground, then turns around, puts up a shot. No good. And rebounded by, or saved by Bauer. Bauer back to Kilbottom. Kilbottom scores up. 3-ball. Shot in and out. No good. It rimmed out. Bauer with the rebound. Over to Auth. Auth will drive in right baseline. Puts up the shot, up and in. Chloe Auth. After getting the pass from Bauer on the right baseline end. And now it's 10-0 Panthers. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Panther ball as Kilbottom knocks the ball off of Dunn. And it goes out of bounds. So inbounded now to Kilbottom. Kilbottom over to Auth. Auth now back to Breitung. Breitung in the right corner. Breitung now over to Kilbottom. Kilbottom on the top of the key. Kilbottom loses the ball. And coming up with the steal is number 23. That's Dunn. Dunn across the timeline now. And now Kilbottom knocks it away from Olsen. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Boyceville ball. With some changes now for the Bulldogs. Coming in number 25, Sarah Stoveren, and number 33, Abigail Schlow. So inbounding it now is Stoveren. Stoveren now inbounds it to Hannestead. Hannestead across the timeline down to the right wing. Hannestead now looking for a cutter. No one there. She's going to try and go back to the top of the key. Tries to work off the screen over to Stoveren. Stoveren now back on the left wing. And Breitung knocks the ball away. Loose ball. Stoveren comes up with it. Whistle and a travel. Panther ball. Olivia Breitung causing all that problem. And so inbounded to Kilbottom. Kilbottom now across the timeline over to Breitung. Breitung now to Hoyt. Hoyt on the right baseline. Back out to Kilbottom. She'll drive in from the top of the key. Puts up a shot. No good. And whistling a foul. She'll go to the line for 2. Foul will be on number 22, and that's Reismer. So going to the line for 2 is Kilbottom. Thank you to Shaw's LP Gas and Appliance, featuring Whirlpool appliances along with installation and service. Shaw's Gas, downtown Durand. First free throw is no good. Endless Summer Fitness and Tanning with around-the-clock fitness and tanning access Durand. Visit their website, or their Facebook page rather, for weekly and monthly specials. That's Endless Summer Fitness and Tanning, downtown Durand. Next free throw on the way is good by Kilbottom to make it 11-0 Panthers. 12:04 remaining in the half. Inbounded now to Hannestead. Hannestead quickly up the near side here. Gets across the timeline into the right corner. Over to Staveren. Staveren now. She'll try and drive in. Puts up a shot, whistle, and a foul. A foul will be on Diepenbrock, who is now in for the Panthers. Going to the line for 2, again, Staveren. And thank you to the Cell Block, featuring a soup and salad bar weekdays from 11 to 2. They also have daily specials. That's the Cell Block, downtown Durand. Jerry Thompson Insurance Agency, hometown agents representing you, not individual insurance companies. And Riverland Energy, your Touchstone energy partner. First free throw on the way is no good. I guess the second free throw was no good as she made the first one. Okay. Nope, she didn't make. Sure why there were 2. They missed both free throws. All right, so over to Kilbottom now. Kilbottom will bring it across the timeline and over to Breitung. Breitung to Kilbottom. Kilbottom now to the top of the key. Back to Breitung. Breitung over to Diepenbrock on the right wing. Around the horn they go. Staying on the outside. Boyceville in the zone. Inside now to Hoyt. Hoyt, left baseline up and in. Well, Emma Hoyt had the position, and she was kind of like right in the middle of that zone. 13-2 Panthers. And so across the timeline now comes Olsen. And ball is tipped. And they are going to say it goes out of bounds. It'll be Panther ball as Diepenbrock comes out. Nope, Diepenbrock will inbound it rather. And so inbounded to Kilbottom. Kilbottom now across the timeline. Kilbottom over to Diepenbrock, or to Breidung rather. Breidung now over to Weisenbeck in the right corner. Diepenbrock head fakes the three. Now inside to Diepenbrock. She has to kick it back out though to Breidung on the outside. Kilbottom now on the left wing. Looking for Diepenbrock in the lane, but that's not going to work. They're surrounded. So Kilbottom now come to the top of the key over to Diepenbrock on the outside. Panthers lead 13-2. Now into the corner. Right corner to Weisenbeck. Back to Breidung. Breidung to Kilbottom. Kilbottom top of the key. She says, the heck with this. I'm going to put up a 3-ball shot. No good. Loose ball and rebounded by Montgomery. Montgomery back to Olsen. Olsen across the timeline for the Bulldogs. To the left wing with Reismer. Reismer now whistle and a travel. Madison Sand coming back in for Kilbottom. Hoyt also coming out, and coming in is Paige Off. So, Breidung will come across the timeline for the Panthers. Over to Oth. Oth on the right wing. Back to Breidung. Breidung now to Weisenbeck at the top of the key. Inside to Diepenbrock. Here comes the trap with the zone whistle and a jump. It'll stay Panther ball. Panthers lead 13-2, 10:07 remaining. Weisenbeck to inbound it to our left. Inbounds it to Breidung. Breidung now on the left wing. Comes out to the top of the key over to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck now to Oth. Oth to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck to Breidung. Breidung top of the key. Now to Oth. Oth left corner. Was looking for Sand on the baseline, but no way was she open in the middle of that zone. Now over to Oth on the right side. They're just taking their time here. Over to Breidung. Now inside to Diepenbrock. Diepenbrock back to Sand. Sand tried to pass it back out. Gets intercepted. And then there was a loose ball, and it ends up going off the Panthers. And so it will be Boyceville ball. 9:36 remaining in the first half. Panthers lead 13-2. And now inbounded to Hannestead. Hannestead quickly across the timeline. Whistle and out of bounds. So it'll be Panther ball. So inbounded to Breidung. Breidung will bring it across the timeline for the Panthers. Over to Paige Oth. Oth back to Breidung on the left wing. Now cross-court pass over to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck inside to Sand. Sand kicks it back out to Oth. Oth 3-ball! Paige Oth from the right corner. And inbounded now to Montgomery. Over to Dunn. And ball nearly stolen. Oh, they're going to call it a kick. Then Durand, Arkansas schools running 2 hours late tomorrow, that reminder. Chloe Oth comes back in for the Panthers, and along with Jocelyn Carruthers. So inbounded now to Olsen. Olsen across the timeline on the far side, comes down to the left wing, down to the left baseline, whistle and a foul. Foul is going to be on Chloe Oth. And so an inbound pass knocked out of bounds by Sand. We'll try that again. And so knocked out of bounds again by Madison Sand. We'll try it again. As Olsen trying to inbound it, and inbounds it now to Hannestead. Hannestead now over to the wing. On the right wing, into the right corner. Ball knocked out of bounds by Weisenbeck. And now Olsen to inbound it. Olsen looking, and ball stolen. Intercepted by Paige Oth. She'll pass it off to Chloe. Chloe all the way down to Carruthers. Carruthers right wing. Inside now to Sand. Sand gets trapped, but kicks it back out to Page. Page, left wing, 3-ball shot, no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Coming up with the rebound is Reismer. She'll pass it back off to Hannestead, and across the timeline, Hannestead will come over to the top of the key now, over to Montgomery on the left wing. Panthers lead 16-2. She'll drive in from the left wing. Shot put up, no good. Rebounded by Hannestead, or Montgomery, or rather, puts up a shot, no good. Puts up another shot, that one is good. So 16-4 Panthers. Chloe to Carruthers. Carruthers on the right wing. Back to Chloe. Chloe now over to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck to Page off. Page now back to Weisenbeck to Chloe. Chloe inside to Carruthers. Carruthers bounce pass inside to Sand. Puts up a shot. Count it, and the foul. Foul's going to be on number 15, Montgomery. So going to complete the three-point play will be Madison Sand. Thank you to Provisions Health, changing the way you experience healthcare with their new clinic with local provider Nikki Gillis on 3rd Avenue West in Durand. And the free throw was good by Sand. Makes it 19-14 Panthers. And inbounded now to Hannestead. Hannestead loses the ball. And jump ball, it'll be Boyceville ball. Bauer coming in for Weisenbeck. And inbounded now to Hannestead. Hannestead now will come across the timeline. Here comes the trap. She manages a cross-court pass now over to Olsen. 3-ball shot, no good. And loose ball, it's going to be off of number 33, Schlow, so it will be Panther ball. And inbounded to Chloe off. Chloe across the timeline for the Panthers. Over to Page now. Page back to Chloe. Chloe to Sand. Sand now inside to Bauer. Bauer in the lane, though, kicks it back out to Chloe. Chloe 3-ball! Chloe off with a 3 from the right wing to make it 22-4 Panthers. Across the timeline is Dunn. Dunn now. Inside pass intercepted. And coming up with it is Off. Off back the other way. Or Carruthers came up with it, got it to Off to Bauer. Bauer puts up a shot, no good. And Bauer tries to save it, and it goes off the back of the backboard. It'll be Bulldog ball. And inbounded now to Dunn. Dunn across the timeline. Dunn now puts up a shot from the free throw line. Whoa! Hannah Dunn with a nice shot. 22-6 Panthers, 6:37 remaining. Off to Sand, Sand now to Page. Page now inside to Bauer. Jump ball, it'll be Panther ball. Hoyt and Kilbottom coming in. Nope, timeout. Durand with 6:31 remaining in the first half. And thank you to Ryan Sports Shop. Visit Ryan Sports Shop for all of your ice fishing supplies, including rods, reels, bait, augers, and more. That's Ryan Sports Shop, downtown Durand. Martin Transport. Visit their website at martin.com for the latest job opportunities. It's better in blue at Martin Transport. Durand Smokehouse for all of your grilling needs. It's Durand Smokehouse, Highway 85. Don't forget to ask about the beef and pork bundles. Alcivia Co-op. Alcivia Co-op is your Ruby Fieldmaster, certified Ruby Fieldmaster distributor. Also, Riverside Grill. Visit Riverside Grill for daily specials. Don't forget about the Friday fish fry and Saturday prime rib. Riverside Grill, downtown Durand. 24/7 in West Wisconsin Telcom, building smart fiber optic communities from the ground up. Find out more. Visit www.coop. And Numbers R Us, Common Sense Bookkeeping and more. They're a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor and Daily Money Manager. Give them a call at 672-8093 or visit them online at numbersrus.com. Please thank our sponsors. They make our broadcast possible here on WRDN. Give our sponsors a call, drop them an email, visit their stores and tell them thank you for their support. Without their support, we couldn't do this. It's as simple as that. We wouldn't have the YouTube channel. We wouldn't have the radio station. We wouldn't have none of that stuff. So please thank our sponsors. They make it all possible for us. Bentley Bauer now to inbound it. To our left. And out to Kilbottom. Kilbottom top of the key. She thought about the three, but said, no, let's
See if we can't get something a little bit better. Over to Carruthers now. Carruthers on the left wing. Over to Chloe. Chloe now to Bauer. Bauer to Kilbottom. Kilbottom on the right wing to Carruthers. Carruthers to Chloe Oth now in the left corner. Back out to Carruthers. Carruthers to Kilbottom. Kilbottom to Bauer. Bauer on the right wing now to Chloe Oth. Inside that pass to Hoyt. Hoyt can't hang on to it. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be off of Hoyt. And it'll be Bulldog ball. And inbounded now to Hannestead. Hannestead, here comes the trap. Bounce pass now over to Dunn. Dunn nearly lost the ball. She gets across the timeline. Long cross-court pass inside to Montgomery. She was behind everybody, up and in. 22-8 Panthers. Across the timeline is Kilbottom. Over to Carruthers. 3-ball. Shot no good. It's going to be off of the Bulldogs, and they'll stay Panther ball. And inbounded out to Kilbottom. Kilbottom over to Bauer. Bauer cross-court pass to Oth. Oth to Kilbottom on the left wing. Now to Carruthers. Back to Kilbottom towards center. She'll be at the top of the key now. Over to Bauer. Bauer to Kilbottom. Just kind of playing some catch. Pass inside. Intercepted. Intercepted by Dunn. Dunn now. Whistle and a foul. No, whistle and a foul, I guess, yep, on the Bulldogs. Fouls on number 33, Schlew, and so it will be a Panther ball. So inbounded to Kilbottom. Kilbottom across the timeline now for the Panthers. Over to Bauer. Bauer to Kilbottom. Kilbottom now back over to Oth. Oth inside to Hoyt. Hoyt, here comes the trap from the zone. She's in trouble. Kicks it out to Oth. Oth now to Carruthers. To Kilbottom on the outside. Now to Bauer. Bauer to Oth at the top of the key. To Carruthers on the left wing. Back to Kilbottom at the top of the key. Now to Bauer on the right wing. Just staying on the outside. Carruthers now on the left. Over to Kilbottom. Trying to get Hoyt inside, but that zone, it's a 2-3 zone. Over to Kilbottom now to Carruthers. Carruthers trying to find someone inside. Now Bauer has it in the right corner. Bauer now over to Carruthers. Carruthers over to Kilbottom, left wing. 3-ball shot, no good. Rebounded by Bauer, crashing the glass, up and in. Well, Bentley Bauer was crashing the glass after that shot and got the rebound and the putback. 24-8 Panthers, 4:17 left in the half. And coming across the timeline is Dunn. And passes nearly intercepted. It comes up, loose ball. Carruthers with the loose ball back the other way. Lets everybody go by. Now to Off. Off top of the key, back to Carruthers. Carruthers over to Bauer. Bauer now to Kilbottom. Kilbottom over to Carruthers. Carruthers over to Oth. Back to Carruthers. Now to Oth. Oth left corner. 3-ball shot, no good. Rebounded by Kilbottom. She has to kick it back out to the outside. Bauer fakes the 3. Now to Kilbottom on the right wing. Kilbottom over to Oth. Oth to Carruthers. Carruthers inside to Hoyt. Hoyt in the lane, has to dish it back out to Bauer. Bauer into the lane, puts up the shot off the back of the rim, no good. Whistle and a jump. And it'll be Boyceville ball. Coming up, our Jerry Thompson Insurance Agency and S&P Security Financial Bank halftime show. We're going to be doing something a little different for our halftime show. We have a situation that is developed with some music rights organizations that could affect not only WRDN, but also some of our local venues and events and that. And I'm going to talk about that during the halftime and what you can do to help us out. We need your help to try and get this issue dealt with. And so we're going to talk about that at halftime. So please be listening during our halftime segment. All right, we're going to try this again. Over to Stavron now, inbounds it to Dunn. Dunn across the timeline. Over to Stavron. Stavron now has the ball stolen by Kilbottom. Kilbottom back the other way. Inside to Hoyt. Hoyt puts up the shot, no good. Loose ball, and coming up with it is still a loose ball, and it's going to be a foul on, I think, the Panthers. Yep, foul will be on Hoyt. So the Bulldogs get the ball. Carruthers will come in. Or check that. Diepenbrock comes in for Carruthers. Panthers lead 24-8. Quickly back the other way is off. Or check that, is Hennestead. Now she gets it off, the pass off to Montgomery. Montgomery has to kick it back to the outside, knocked away by Oth, but Montgomery comes back up with the loose ball. Now she loses it, and Bauer comes up with it. Bauer back the other way, 3-on-1 break. She'll go up and in. Well, Bentley Bauer beat everybody to the basket on the other side. 26-8 now, Panthers. And across the timeline now, loose ball. Hoyt knocks it away, and Bauer comes up with it. Bauer, bounce pass to Chloe Oth. Chloe Oth overlays it, no good. Rebounded by Stavrin, and whistle and out of bounds. It'll be Boyceville ball. Madison Sand coming back in for Bauer. And so now, inbounding it on the far side will be Stavrin. Stavrin bounce pass inside to Olsen. Olsen now will try to split two defenders. Loose ball coming up with it is Hoyt. Hoyt to Chloe Oth. Chloe Oth back to Hoyt. Hoyt puts it up and in. Hoyt has 6 so far in the half. Inbounded now to Stavrin. Stavrin now back, or will try to get up across the timeline. Here comes the trap. And she's in trouble now. Gets it off to Montgomery. Whistle and 10 seconds. And so it'll go back to the Panthers. Inbounded to Kilbottom to Oth. Oth now over to Hoyt on the right baseline. Back out to Kilbottom on the outside now. Sand to Oth. Oth right wing. Kilbottom now takes it on the right wing. Back to Sand. They just kind of rotate through. She's at the top of the key. Back to Kilbottom. To Sand. She'll score up. 3 ball. Shot's good. Madison Sand. She has 8 now. 31-8 Panthers. Here comes the trap again. This time over to Olsen. Olsen still not across the timeline. Now gets across the timeline. Stolen. Stolen by Kilbottom. Kilbottom back the other way. Up and in. Timeout. Timeout Boyceville. 1:19 remaining. 33-8 Panthers lead. Also, thank you to Jerry Barron Sons with custom-made feed for livestock from Hubbard Feeds, located by Annabis Silo, Highway 25, Durand. Chenfit Smith Funeral Home, serving the Mondovi area. Find out about pre-planning funeral services by calling 926-3630 or visit chenfit-smithfuneralhome.com. Again, our Jerry Thompson Insurance Agency and Security Financial Bank halftime show coming up. Again, we're going to be doing something a little different. Hope you stick around for the halftime show. An issue has developed over the last few weeks with a music rights organization. Yes, we have to pay rights fees, but this organization has kind of given us a take it or leave it, and it's not just our station, it's all kinds of radio stations across the country, and this also could affect events like Fun Fest and Blues on the Chippewa and those type of things. We're going to talk about it during halftime and about what you can do to help us out. We need your help to make some phone calls, and we'll have more coming up during our halftime show. Across the timeline now comes Olsen. Ball she can't hang on to it as it goes out of bounds right in front of us, and it's Panther ball. Sand to inbound it to Kilbottom across the timeline now. Kilbottom over to Sand. Sand on the wing. Back to Kilbottom at the top of the key. To Hoyt in the lane. Out to Oth. Oth head fakes the 3 from the right wing. Tries to get it inside to Hoyt. Loose ball. Diepenbrock saves it, and Oth comes up with it. Back out to Kilbottom. Kilbottom to Sand. Sand top of the key over to Kilbottom on the right wing. Now to Oth in the right corner. Back to Kilbottom. Kilbottom thought about the 3 and said, no, I don't think so. Long cross-court pass to Oth on the right wing. Inside now to Diepenbrock in the lane. Back to Kilbottom, top of the key. 3-ball shot is good by Madison Kilbottom. 36-8 Panthers, 39 seconds remaining. Over to Hennestead. Hennestead across the timeline. Hennestead bounce pass now over to Reismer. Reismer now on the right wing. Over to Olsen at the top of the key. Bounce pass now to Hennestead on the left wing. Hennestead now to Stavrin. Stavrin now the top of the key. Passes it to Olsen on the right wing. Inside now to Hennestead. Puts up the shot, whistle, and a foul. It'll be on Durand. Foul will be on Diepenbrock for seconds. Going to the line for 2 is Hennestead. And free throw on the way. is good. Next free throw on the way is good. And so 36-10 Panthers. And Kilbotton across the timeline. Over to Sand. Sand right wing. Over to Kilbotton. Kilbotton to Auth. Auth right wing now. Back to Diepenbrock on the right wing. To Kilbotton. Kilbotton. She's going to drive into the lane. Puts up the shot and in at the buzzer. Madison Kilbotton. And it makes it 38-10 Panthers. We're at halftime. And you're listening to Durand Panther girls basketball here on WRDN.
Time for the SFB Security Financial Bank and the Jerry Thompson Insurance Agency Halftime Show. Brought to you by Security Financial Bank. Secure your future at Security Financial Bank, Durand, River Falls, Eau Claire, Ladysmith, Bloomer, and Black River Falls. And by the Jerry Thompson Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agent, downtown Durand.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Your hometown Auto Owners Insurance agents working for you. The Jerry Thompson Insurance Agency, downtown Durand.
Need to deposit a check but don't have time to make it to the bank? No problem. By participating in Security Financial Bank's mobile banking, you can deposit a check into one of your accounts simply by taking a photo of it with your smartphone. Depositing a check just got easier. Accomplish that and much more with mobile banking today. Visit one of our locations to sign up. Subject to approval. SFB Security Financial Bank, Black River Falls, Bloomer, Durand, Eau Claire, Ladysmith, and River Falls. Member FDIC.
Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. I'm Brian Winnikins. And this is the Jerry Thompson Insurance Agency and Security Financial Bank halftime show for our Durand Boyceville girls basketball game. Normally we have sports and all that other stuff, but needed to talk to all of you as well this evening on something that's happened. Recently, a new performance rights group called Global Music Rights. They actually formed in 2017. They kind of popped out of nowhere. We have to pay for the music that we play. We pay fees to BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, and Sound Exchange, and also, starting in 2017, this new group called Global Music Rights. They signed some real big artists, only a few, but they're forcing us to pay. They've been forcing us to pay every month. Now, we have a committee for radio called the Radio Music Licensing Committee, and there's been lawsuits between them and this new group. Well, GMR, that's the new group, they made some big confidential deals with the largest radio companies in the country. And in exchange for giving them a sweetheart deal, they basically told them that they had to leave our committee that negotiates for radio stations, and they took away all their funding. So now our group doesn't have money to keep the lawsuits going, so we've had to come up, they've negotiated a very, very, very confidential agreement. And we found out about this in the beginning of January. And basically, I get an email every day, you better sign this. You better sign this, because if you don't sign it, we're not going to give you an interim license to play our artists anymore. And if you don't have a license, we can sue you. Every couple of days, I get an email in the mail. Threatening us with this, that, and the other thing. And we have until January 31st. And we can't find out any details on how they came up with how much our fees are going to be and that sort of thing. Well, as you know, many of you obviously depend on WRDN for local news, sports, farm news, and more. And there's thousands of us smaller radio stations across rural America that do the same thing. And GMR is just one of 5 groups that we have to pay these fees. Now, big concern is if this is allowed to continue, well, there could be other groups. By law, could legally show up. And we'd have more rights groups and more rights groups and more rights groups. Now, it's not just going to affect me. You may not know this, but after GMR is done coming after us small radio stations, they can come after fairs, festivals, businesses that have live music. That's right. Technically, by law, FunFest has to pay royalty fees for FunFest if they have live music. So does Durand Improvement Group for Music in the Park. The Durand Fire Department would have to for their fundraiser when they have the white sidewalls. Technically, they have to pay. And if the groups are not required to say, well, you're a nonprofit and we'll give you a break. They don't have to do that. They can say, this is what we charge. You must pay this. And they must pay it. Now, of course, that could have an effect of ending live music for many of us in the small towns. And in fact, in talking with some of our local artists, they've lost playing at some establishments because that establishment says we're not going to pay these fees anymore. We just can't afford it, and we're just not going to do it, so we're not going to have live music. Now, the other problem is we, myself included, I think that artists and writers of music, they deserve to be paid. They worked hard to create this stuff, of course. Well, talking with some of our local artists, even though they have wrote their own music and we play it maybe on the radio and that sort of thing, because it's such a small amount, those performance rights groups, BMI, ASCAP, GMR, etc., they don't pay that artist because they say, well, that's such a small amount, we're not going to pay you. Well, that's not fair. Well, instead of paying the small guy, of course, they're paying the big record labels and the big guys out on the East and West Coasts because they made side deals. Even though we're paying all the money for that, it doesn't get to the people that they deserve to get to. And again, I think that's not fair. So what I need all of you to do is call Congressman Ron Kind's office in Washington. His number, write this down, 202-225-5506, 202-225-5506. And you're going to get someone at the front desk. Of course, be very nice, be very polite, and tell them to pass along to Olivia. Olivia's the staff person that I have been working with. So pass this along to Olivia that you're concerned about this agreement between GMR and the RMLC and how the current rules for playing music and the copyright rules, they're so outdated that they need to be looked at. And say, you know what, we need to actually have an open, honest conversation about these rules and maybe rework the rules. And to also encourage Congressman Kind to, talk to the Department of Justice about this agreement between GMR and RMLC, because it really kind of seems to me like it's something that's a little bit not above board on how they came with this agreement by going after the big companies and giving them a sweetheart deal, and then the rest of us are left holding the bag and having to pay for it. So again, if you can, please call Congressman Kind's office. I can't be the only one complaining. It has to be everybody. You need to call his office at 202-225-5506. That's 202-225-5506, and just tell the receptionist that you want to leave a message for Olivia, and basically say, hey, we need to re-look at the copyright rules for music. And the congressman should encourage the Department of Justice to investigate how the agreement between GMR and RMLC came about. Yeah, I know it's kind of a bummer. I have to talk about this during halftime. But now, if you didn't get to that phone number or you have other questions, you can call me tomorrow morning or at the station when I'm back in at the station in the morning. Or you can also drop us an email as well or a Facebook message as well. And I can try and explain it to you a little bit more as well. I'm trying to just give you the brief version of it. But second half action of Durand Panther girls basketball on the way. You're listening to Durand Panther girls basketball on WRDN.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Your hometown auto owner's insurance agents working for you. The Jerry Thompson Insurance Agency, downtown Durand.
With classes starting again, now is a perfect time to show your school spirit with the new Panther mascot debit card from Security Financial Bank. SFB's Panther debit card is free with each new checking account, and SFB will donate $10 to Durand High School for each new card printed this school year. Now that's something to cheer about. Stop in the SFB office in Durand or call 888-254-0615 to make an appointment today. Go Panthers! Security Financial Bank, member FDIC.
You know, our lives are busy, and at times it's hard to seize an opportunity, especially one that's good for us. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables from Durand Fresh Market is simple and good for your health. Strapped for time, Durand Fresh Market has all the ingredients for a healthy meal for your family that can be prepared in under 10 minutes. Today and every day, Durand Fresh Market is filled with hundreds of healthy options, including locally grown items. Hometown proud, Durand Fresh Market, downtown Durand.
When your reputation is on the line, go to the Midwest leader, Bauer Built Tire and Service, for all your tire and service repair needs. They've been supplying cars, SUVs, light and medium truck tires, as well as farm tires since 1944. Plus, they've built their reputation on services such as alignments, brakes, and suspension work that will exceed your expectations. Stop in today at Bauer Built Tire and Service on Mall Drive in Eau Claire and in Durand. Bauer Built on service.
Welcome back to Durand High School halftime, 38-10. Oh, they hit the post. The band hits the post. As we are ready for the second half, Panthers leading 38-10 on our Durand Fresh Market scoreboard. Quickly, we have in girls hoops, Baldwin, Woodville, and Somerset. They are tied at 25. Also, Stewartville and Lake City tied at 21 at half. And Medford leading New Richmond 38-26. From our JV game earlier tonight, it was Durand over Boyceville 61-4. Panthers get the ball to start. We are underway in our second half. Over to Kilbottom now. Here comes the trap. Long cross-court pass to Carruthers. Carruthers is able to save it before falling out of bounds. Back out to Kilbottom now. Kilbottom over to Sand. Sand inside to Bauer. Bauer back to Sand. Sand right corner. 3-ball. Shot's good by Madison Sand to get things underway. And so the Bulldogs now come back up across the timeline for the Bulldogs is Olsen. Olsen now into the left wing. Now back over to Hannestead. Hannestead back to Olsen. They're staying on the left side. Back over to Hannestead. Hannestead now to Dunn. Dunn stops back to Hannestead. Hannestead looking for a cutter across the court pass to Olsen. Olsen 3-ball shot no good. Rebounded by Kilbottom. And Kilbottom to Auth. Auth on the left wing. Drives inside. Now tries to get it to Bauer. Bauer kicks it back out to Carruthers. Right baseline. Carruthers now back out to Sand. Sand to Kilbottom. Kilbottom over to Auth. Auth left wing. Auth now back over to Kilbottom. Kilbottom now over to Sand. Sand on the right wing. Back to Kilbottom. Kilbottom over to Auth. Auth on the left wing. Long cross-court pass from Bauer over to Kilbottom right wing. She drives in. Nope. Dishes it off to Carruthers. Carruthers puts up a shot. No good. Loose ball. And coming up with the rebound is Reismer. Again, Panthers lead 41-10. Across the timeline now comes Olsen. Olsen now over to Reismer. Inside pass knocked out of bounds by Bauer. Reminder, Durand, Arkansas School District running 2 hours late tomorrow. Durand, Arkansas School District 2 hours late. And a shot put up and in on the inbound. And so it makes it 41-12. As across the timeline now, 2 off. Montgomery with that shot. Over to Kilbottom. Kilbottom now to Sand. Sand back to Kilbottom. Kilbottom over to Auth. Auth now to Carruthers. Carruthers long cross-court pass over to Sand at the top of the key. Back to Auth on the left wing. Auth now over to Kilbottom. Kilbottom to Sand. Staying on the left side now. Now she'll get it back off to Auth. Auth to Kilbottom on the right wing. Trying to find someone inside. They're just going to stay on the outside now as Sand inside to Bauer. Bauer now, here comes the trap. She goes into the lane now, breaks through the trap and puts up a shot. No good, whistling a foul. Foul will be on Montgomery. And going to the line is Bauer. And thank you to Bauer Built Tire. Take care of all of your automotive needs with Bauer Built Tire under one roof. Give them a call, 672-8300, to find them online at BauerBuilt.com. First free throw, no good. And the Cottage downtown Durand, from floral arrangements, gifts for mom, those Valentine's Day's gifts. It's the Cottage downtown Durand. Free throw on the way. Off the back of the rim, no good. And rebounded by Hannestead. Quickly across the timeline come the Bulldogs. Panthers lead 41-12. Top of the key now, over to the right wing. Bounce pass now to Dunn. Dunn tries to find Cutter inside in Montgomery, and it goes out of bounds. So Panther ball inbounded now to Kilbottom. Kilbottom across the timeline now to Sand. Sand to Kilbottom. Kilbottom over to Auth on the left wing. Auth over to Sand. At the top of the key to Kilbottom, right wing. 3-ball. Shot's good by Madison Kilbottom. 44-12 Panthers. 14:51 remaining. As Montgomery will bring it across the, or check that, that is Olsen across the timeline now. Olsen over to Hannestead. Hannestead at the top of the key. Bounce pass now over to Reismer. Reismer now inside pass is going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Madison Sand. Over to, and now knocked out of bounds as the pass was nearly intercepted by Montgomery. And so to inbound it now is inbounded to Kilbottom. And Kilbottom across the timeline now over to Sand. Sand inside to Bauer. Bauer goes, splits two defenders, puts up the shot, whistle, and the foul. Foul will be on Montgomery. So going to complete the three-point play is Bentley Bauer. Free throw on the way is good. Montgomery comes out and Schlow comes in and she'll inbound it. To Dunn. Dunn now will bring it across the timeline. Panthers look like they're and stolen. Stolen by Bauer. Bauer to Auth. Auth now across the timeline. Lets everybody go by. Hands it to Kilbottom. Kilbottom to Bauer. Back to Kilbottom. Over to Sand now on the right wing. Sand looking for Bauer inside. Now to Kilbottom, staying on the right side. To Sand. To Kilbottom, just playing catch over to Auth now. And a loose ball, and coming up with it is Dunn. And then Dunn has the ball knocked out of bounds by Sand, but can't be saved. It'll be Boyceville ball. 47-12, Panthers lead, 13:45 remaining. Inbounded now to Dunn. Puts up a long two, does not get the shooter's roll. Crash in the glass, it'll stay Boyceville ball as Carruthers was crashing the glass. Couldn't hang on to it and went out of bounds. So inbounding it now is Dunn. Dunn's pass knocked out of bounds by Auth. Listening to Durand Panther girls basketball on Real Country 1430 AM stereo, WRDN, Durand, Mondovi, Wabasha, and 107.3 FM translator W297CH Durand. I'm Brian Winnekins at Durand High School. Panthers lead 47-12 over Boyceville. 13:38 left in the game. As Dunn now on the right wing, over to Stavrin on the top of the key. Stavrin now looking for a cutter, no one home, and over to Dunn. Dunn's going to try and drive inside. Kilbottom nearly stole it. Now in the corner, and whistle and a foul on Kilbottom. Well, I guess there's. Oh, the clock had not started properly, and so that's why they stopped play. So it's down to 13:20. Okay. Oh, Mr. Dover Spike getting the kids wound up. They're asking them, I bet you, not to have any school tomorrow instead of just a 2-hour delay. He's like, no, we'll see you tomorrow. Ball goes out of bounds. It's Panther ball. All right, inbounded to Chloe Auth, who's in now. Got Weisenbeck's also in. Breidung's in. Diepenbrock and Hoyt all in now for the Panthers. Over to Hoyt in the right corner. Hoyt now in the right wing. Long cross-court pass over to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck to Hoyt. Hoyt over to Breidung. Breidung right wing. Back to Auth on the left wing. She does a head fake. Now drives into the lane. Dishes it off to Hoyt. Hoyt puts it on the ground. She tried to get it back to the outside and throws it out of bounds. So it'll go back to the Bulldogs. And across the timeline is Hannestead. And they kick it back over to Dunn on the left baseline. Loose ball, though. Still a loose ball. And there's big pile up, all kinds of people hanging on to it. And it's stolen by Auth. Auth over to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck puts it up and in. Well, Chloe Auth just like stole the ball, and that was it. The girl on the ground. I think that was Stavron who was on the ground with it. Can't move your feet, you know, you're kind of really stuck there. Over to Dunn. Dunn now. Inside pass it to Schlo. Schlo will try to whistle in a travel. And so inbounded now to Chloe Auth. Panthers lead 49-12. Across the timeline to Bridham. Bridham now over to Diepenbrock. Now to Weisenbeck, top of the key. 3-ball shot, no good. Loose ball coming up with it is Schlu. Schlu now will get it over to Stavron. Stavron across the timeline for the Bulldogs. And bounce pass now over to Schlu, knocked out of bounds. No, they're going to say it's off of Schlu as Weisenbeck threw it off her, and it goes out of bounds, Panther ball. So inbounded now to Chloe Auth. Chloe across the timeline now, over to Bridung in the right corner. Over to Hoyt now. Hoyt back to Diepenbrock, top of the key. 3-ball off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Hoyt. Hoyt puts up a shot, whistling a foul. She'll go to the line for 2. Foul will be on number 20, and that's going to be Hannestead, her first. And thank you to the JKO Auto Body Shop with car restoration and collision repair. They offer a loaner vehicle while they repair your vehicle. JKO Auto Body Shop, Madison Street, Durand. Also, the Durand Fresh Market, first free throw was good. Durand Fresh Market, your hometown grocery store. Visit their new website at freshmarketwy.com. Sign up and you get some extra specials and more from Durand Fresh Market. That's at freshmarketwy.com. O'Galley Cheese Factory. We have homemade pizzas available from O'Galley Cheese Factory, Highway 25, Durand. Both free throws were good to make it 51-12. As coming up across the timeline now is Hannestead. Hannestead across the timeline. Hannestead now, here comes the trap, but whistle and timeout. Timeout, Boyceville. 51-12, Panthers lead, 11:07 remaining in the game. As we thank NTech, your premier communications and entertainment provider, Durand, Sundstrom & Company. It's tax time, so call Sundstrom & Company for that tax planning, 672-4425, and filling out that 1040 and all those other forms. Advent Health Durand, it's time to feel whole with Advent Health. Visit adventhealth.com for more information. And a reminder that if you need a COVID-19 test, to call Advent Health Durand ahead to make that appointment. SFB Security Financial Bank, secure your future with your community bank. Security Financial Bank, West Prospect Street, Durand. And the Goodrich Funeral Home, your authorized location for monuments from Lifetime Memorials. Call Goodrich Funeral Home of Durand for more information. Please thank our sponsors. They make our broadcast possible here on WRDN. Again, reminder, the Durand Spring Valley game for Thursday has been postponed. Durand Spring Valley game for Thursday has been postponed. Durand, Arkansas schools, along with Elma, Pepin, and Plum City, all running 2 hours late. Again, Durand, Arkansas schools, along with Elma, Pepin, and Plum City, all running 2 hours late tomorrow. Done to inbound it just to our left. And here we go. Inbounded now to Hannestead. Hannestead across the timeline. Hannestead bounce pass now over to Stavron. Stavron on the right wing. Stavron now passes tipped, but Schlo comes up with it. Or Schlu, rather. Schlu now bounce pass inside to Stavron in the lane. Puts up the shot, whistling a foul. As Sawyer Sabelko is now in for the Panthers. Lydia Weiss also in. Foul will be on Bridung. And so with the free throws now is Stavron. And free throw on the way. It's good. And next free throw on the way. In and out, no good. And rebounded by Schlu. Schlu, though, loses the ball, and coming up with it is Breidung. Breidung across the timeline over to Weiss. Weiss now on the right wing. Long cross-court pass to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck now to Diepenbrock. Diepenbrock to Breidung. Breidung to Weiss. Weiss now over to Weisenbeck. Inside to Sawyer Sabelko. Over, lays it, no good. Weiss with the putback. Shot no good, but whistling a foul. Foul will be on number 20, Hannestead. Free throw on the way, no good. Coming back in for the Bulldogs is Montgomery. Weiss's next free throw. Does not get the shooter's roll, no good. Rebounded by Montgomery. Over to Hannestead now. Hannestead across the timeline. Hannestead comes down to the wing. Hannestead looking for a cutter, no one's there. Now she has to pass it off to Dunn. Dunn has Sabelko in her face. Over to Olsen. Olsen now looking for a cutter, no one there. Bounce pass nearly stolen by Breidung. Goes out of bounds though anyway, it'll be Panther ball. Sabelko to inbound it in front of us. Over to Breidung. Breidung across the timeline. Panthers leading 51-13, 9:55 remaining. Over to Diepenbrock. Diepenbrock now over to Weisenbeck. Back to Sabelko at the top of the key to Weiss. Weiss to Breidung. Breidung right wing. Thought about the three. Said nope. Head fakes. Now kicks it back to Weiss on the right wing. Over to Diepenbrock now. To Sabelko. Sabelko comes down to the wing. Now long cross-court pass intercepted. Intercepted by Dunn. Dunn now over to Olsen on the wing. Pass knocked down by Weisenbeck. Loose ball, but coming up with it. And it's going to be whistling a foul. Foul will be on Diepenbrock, her third. Coming in for the Bulldogs is Stevens. So inbounding it to our left is Dunn. Dunn now bounce pass inside, and that's going to be to Montgomery. Put up the shot in the lane, shot no good. Rebounded by Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck to Sabelko. Sabelko will bring it up court, across the timeline for the Panthers. Over to Weiss on the left wing. Back to Diepenbrock, now to Weisenbeck, top of the key. Three ball, shot no good. And loose ball coming up with it is Breidung. Breidung bounce pass to Weiss. Weiss inside to Sabelko. Sabelko up and in. Sawyer Sabelko with her first basket as on the varsity. And over now to Olsen. Olsen puts up the shot, or check that, Hannestead puts up the shot up and in. So 53-15. Over to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck bounce pass inside to Sabelko. Shot blocked, whistling a foul. And the foul is going to be on number 20, and that is Hannestead. Sabelko's first free throw on the way is good. Man, thank you to Riverland Energy, your Touchstone Energy partner, the Jerry Thompson Insurance Agency. Hometown agents representing you, not individual insurance companies. Free throw on the way. Sabelko makes them both. Inbounded now to Hannestead. Now over to Montgomery as we're across the timeline. Montgomery now pass over to Dunn. Dunn left wing. Panthers lead 55-15. Over to Montgomery. Montgomery on the wing. 7:36 remaining in the game. Whistling a foul. Foul's on number 21, and that's going to be on Sawyer Sabelko. We are under running clock, by the way. So inbounded to Montgomery. She's the tallest one there. Puts up a shot, partially blocked, no good. And the loose ball coming up with it is Weiss. Weiss to Breidung. Breidung over to Diepenbrock. Three ball shot, no good. And Weiss will try to save it, but it's saved back to Boyceville over to Stevens. Now to Olsen. Olsen across the timeline. Again, under running clock here. So we'll have our Bowerville Panther postgame show here coming up. Whoa. And Weiss comes up with a loose ball as the player falls down and is hurt. And it looks like we'll probably have a stop of play. And we do have a stop of play here. So 6:45 remaining, 55-15. Panthers leading. And thank you to the Cell Block. Visit the Cell Block for Fish Fry Fridays and the all-day soup and salad bar. Endless summer fitness and tanning with around-the-clock fitness and tanning access. Downtown Durand. Visit their Facebook page for weekly and monthly specials. Also, Adams Super Service, offering complete auto service and shuttle service and loaner vehicles while they fix your vehicle. Adams Super Service Durand. Prime Realty of Durand. Visit their website at primerealitymidwest.com. Prime Realty, they are the area's #1 home seller. Shaw's LP Gas and Appliance, your answer for clean, cost-effective propane for your home energy needs. Shaw's Gas, downtown Durand. Please thank our sponsors. They make our broadcast possible here on WRDN. All right, and it looks like our players are ready to go. And so everybody's ready. So Panthers will have the ball. Sawyer Sabelko to inbound it on the far side. And inbound it to Brydung. Brydung now over to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck on the right wing. Weisenbeck now to Brydung at the top of the key to Sabelko on the left wing. Sabelko now over to Diepenbrock to Weisenbeck on the right wing. Back to Brydung. Brydung to Weiss. Weiss to Sabelko. Sabelko left wing. Over to Weisenbeck. Back to Weiss. Cross court pass to Brydung. Now to Weiss. Now Sabelko has it on the right wing. Comes down to the corner now. Bounce pass over to Weisenbeck. Around the horn we go. Staying on the outside. Sabelko squares up. 3 ball! Sawyer Sabelko with a 3. And across the timeline come the Bulldogs. 58-15 now. Panthers lead. And back over to Stavron. Stavron now top of the key, whistle and a foul. Foul will be on number 23, Diepenbrock. That's her 4th. Excuse me. All right, so inbounded now to Dunn. Again, clock running down to 5:20, 58-15, Panthers leading. We're in running clock conditions here. As Dunn now tries to bounce pass inside, but intercepted by Diepenbrock. Diepenbrock puts up the shot, does not get the shooter's roll, no good. Rebounded by number 22, and that is Reismer with the rebound. And across the timeline now, over to Dunn. Dunn bounce pass inside now to Stavron. Puts up a shot, whistle, and a foul, and she'll go to the line for 2. Thank you to Numbers R Us, Common Sense Bookkeeping, and more. They're certified QuickBooks Pro advisor and daily money manager. Give them a call at 672-8093 or visit them online at numbersrus.com. 24/7 and West Wisconsin Telecom, building smart fiber optic communities from the ground up. Find out more. Visit wwt.coop. First free throw on the way, no good. Riverside Grill. Visit them for daily specials. Don't forget about the Friday fish fry and Saturday prime rib. Riverside Grill, downtown Durand. Next free throw on the way by Stavron is good. The foul was across the timeline now. And over to Weisenbeck, now to Weiss. Weiss bounce pass back to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck now around the horn we go, over to Sabelko. Long cross-court pass over to Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck now will try to drive inside, can't do it, to Brydung. Brydung to Weiss. Weiss to Diepenbrock to Sabelko in the left corner. Staying on the outside, Weisenbeck. 3 ball, shot no good. And rebound by Stavron. Stavron across the timeline. Down to 3:30 remaining. Stavron's going to drive in from the right wing. Puts up the shot high off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Sabelko. Sabelko across the timeline. Over to Diepenbrock. Now to Brydung on the left wing. Back out to Weiss at the top of the key. Now to Diepenbrock. To Brydung. Long cross-court pass to Weiss. Weiss over to Weisenbeck. And ball nearly stolen. Stolen by Dunn. Dunn back the other way, puts up the shot, whistling a foul. They're going to call it on Brydon. And thank you to Elsivia Co-op. Visit Elsivia Co-op Small Engine Center. If you need your snowblower tuned up before the next major storm, that's Elsivia Co-op. Durand Smokehouse, Highway 85 Durand. Ask about the beef and pork bundles from Durand Smokehouse. Martin Transport of Mondovi. Visit their website at martin.com for the latest job opportunities. It's better in blue at Martin Transport. Ryan Sports Shop, downtown Durand, for all of your ice fishing supplies, including rods, reels, bait, augers, and more. That's Ryan Sports Shop, downtown Durand. And Provisions Health, changing the way you experience healthcare with their new local clinic on 3rd Avenue West with local provider Nikki Gillis. Visit provisions.health for more information. Next free throw, no good. And so Panthers with the ball. Brydon now over to Diepenbrock. And Panthers going to easily win this game. Inside pass to Weiss. Weiss puts up the shot, no good. And rebounded back the other way. Over to Stavrin. Panthers lead 58-17, under 2 minutes remaining. We'll have our Bowerville Panther postgame show coming up. We'll talk with Coach Lowenhagen a little bit. Try and get some scores from our Durand Fresh Market scoreboard as well. Over to Dunn. Dunn now on the wing. Tries to pass it inside, stolen. And whistling a foul. I think the foul is going to be on, stolen by Sabelko. And it will be on Dunn, and so it will be Panther ball. Minute 23 remaining, clock running. Again, under running clock conditions here. All right, inbounded to Brydon. And across the timeline now over to Weiss. Weiss right wing. Back over to Weisenbeck, to Diepenbrock. Diepenbrock back over to Sabelko. She'll square up. 3-ball. Shot no good. And tip. And fighting for it is Weisenbeck. It'll be Panther ball. So Sabelko to inbound it, under a minute remaining. Over to Weisenbeck, or to Diepenbrock. She squares up. 3-ball by Diepenbrock. And so back the other way is Hannestead. Hannestead across the timeline now. Top of the key now to Stevens. Stevens tried to pass it over to Hannestead. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Panther ball. They'll probably just walk it up now and pretty much be done, as Durand's going to win this game 61-17. With 17 seconds remaining, they'll just run out the clock. There we go. 8 seconds. That'll be it, as Panthers win tonight by a score of 61-17. Coming up, our Bowerville Panther postgame show. It's Durand Panther girls basketball on WRDN. Postgame show.
Thank you for listening to tonight's Durand Panther Sports broadcast on WRDN. Time now for the Bowerbuilt Panther post-game show, brought to you by Bowerbuilt Tire and Service, with locations in Durand and Mall Drive, Eau Claire.
When your reputation is on the line, go to the Midwest leader, Bowerbuilt Tire and Service, for all your tire and service repair needs. They've been supplying cars, SUVs, light and medium truck tires, as well as farm tires since 1944. Plus, they've built their reputation on services such as alignments, brakes, and suspension work that will exceed your expectations. Stop in today at Bowerbuilt Tire and Service on Mall Drive in Eau Claire and in Durand. Bowerbuilt, built on service.
Welcome back to Durand High School, where tonight Panthers win at 61-17. And running down scoring tonight for the Panthers. Leading the way was Madison Kilbot, and she had 13. Madison Sand had 11, as well as Coach Lowenhagen comes up right now. We're going to drop away from that. And Coach, for tonight, tell you, again, it was one of those things, like, again, Boyceville's having some issues, young team, but Panthers played a pretty good game tonight.
Yeah, I think the first couple minutes didn't quite move the ball quite as well as we wanted, but after that I thought we got the ball in the right spots, get to the right people, and we started moving a little bit better. Same with our press. I don't think it was super sharp to start, but then it got pretty good, and we got ourselves a lead. And then after that, I really liked the ball movement we had, even with the second unit there in the second half. Just real good unselfishness, kept that ball moving, and we just took the open shot. Whoever it is, we don't care. It's just whoever gets that open shot, take it.
Well, I noticed, too, as well in the second half, once the running clock, we saw some players we don't traditionally see too much, like Sawyer Sabelko had a chance to come in. And, again, down the road, we need to be able to get the backup players some time on the court because we never know what's going to happen, especially in these COVID times.
Yeah, no, with Sawyer, actually, this is only the second varsity game that she's had a varsity jersey. She's done a really nice job as a freshman, has definitely earned that jersey. As you could see tonight, she comes out and she can score it a little bit too. She's a really nice player, did a bunch of really good things. But just across the board with that second group, I was just really happy with them moving it, getting the open shot. Sometimes in these types of games, you can get a little selfish and want to get yours, and then it looks sloppy. And I don't think it was that way. I thought we kept the ball moving. I think we just took good shots when they were there.
Meanwhile, too, as well, defensively, even with the second unit, they really kept the defense at the same level almost as the first unit.
Yeah, and it should be that way. When we're in practice, they compete. We split these teams up, and all of these kids get after each other defensively. So we feel everybody there can play defense and can get after it. And we kind of talk about that. And even in some of our other games, we want to kind of bring that purple wave, and it's just whoever subs in, we just keep coming at you defensively, make your life miserable. And then offensively, like you said, once we keep it moving and get those open shots, then everything clicks for us.
All right, well, another big win as you move to 6-1 in the conference. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Durand head coach Darren Lowenhagen on the way. Well, let's keep running down our scores here that we have, or the scoring that we had. So we had Kilbotton with 13, Sand with 11, Hoyt with 8, also Auth and Paige Auth and Chloe Auth both had 5. Bentley Bauer had 7, Brittany Diepenbrock had 3, Carly Weisenbeck had 2 with the win. The Panthers 6-1 in the conference, 13-3 overall. For Boyceville, Montgomery had 6. Hannestead and Stavern had 4. Dunn had 3. Boyceville falls to 1-7 in the conference, 1-16 overall. We're going to take one final break, and then we will come back and wrap things up from Durand as the Panthers win tonight, 61-17. It's Durand Panther girls basketball on WRDN. Basketball on WRDN.
When your reputation is on the line, go to the Midwest leader, Bauer Built Tire and Service, for all your tire and service repair needs. They've been supplying cars, SUVs, light and medium truck tires, as well as farm tires since 1944. Plus, they've built their reputation on services such as alignments, brakes, and suspension work that will exceed your expectations. Stop in today at Bauer Built Tire and Service on Mall Drive in Eau Claire and in Durand. Bauer Built on service.
Welcome back to Durand High School tonight. The Panthers win 61-17 on our Durand Fresh Market scoreboard. Scores that we did have at halftime in girls hoops. Baldwin, Woodville, and Somerset, they were tied at 25. Also in boys basketball tonight, Stewartville and Lake City tied at 21 at half. Also, Medford was leading New Richmond 38-26 at half. Owatonna leading Red Wing 34-21 at the halftime as well. And in our JV game from earlier tonight, it was Durand over Boyceville 61-4. Again, a reminder, our Durand boys at Spring Valley game has been postponed, so we have no game Thursday night. Our next game will be Friday night, and it's going to be a dandy one. Durand hosting Colfax, and we'll have the Advent Health Panther preview at about 7 and tip off at 7:15. That is going to be a great game from Durand High School on Friday night. Well, hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. Again, our final score, the Panthers win over Boyceville 61-17. You've been listening to Durand Panther Girls High School Basketball here on Real Country 1430 AM Stereo, WRDN, Durand, Mondovi, Wabasha, Bryan, Winnekins. Have a great evening.
Field. Find out the latest